Hi, I'm Gabrielle Dufresne. I'm a Fransaskois theatre artist and actor, originally from Regina, but I now live and work in Saskatoon. I got into performance arts from a pretty young age. I always had an interest in storytelling. I used to dictate stories to my mom when I was really little and I couldn't write yet. I loved to play with my toys and tell stories and give them voices. And I started getting involved with the La Troupe de Théâtre Ascana, which is like a community theater, French community theater troupe here in Regina. And I got to work with them from a pretty young age. I think I was 10 the first time I was in a play with them. And it was just like this very life-changing moment. And I was like, I love being on stage. This is great. And I kind of stayed involved with them all throughout high school and did various other things as well. Where I'm at right now, I get to do what I love to do. I'm very lucky to be able to work at La Troupe du Jour in Saskatoon. It's the only professional francophone theatre in the province of Saskatchewan. It's really great to be able to be on the spot. I work as a theatre school coordinator. I teach French theatre workshops in schools across the province. And I'm kind of like a resident artist as well, so I'll perform as an actor, or I've stage managed a couple shows for them as well. We just finished a tour this summer. Felt really good to be in front of a live audience again, and we got to perform a little show outside with some music and stuff too, so that was super fun. Right now, I'm also doing a lot of work for myself, which feels really great, getting to create what I want as well, not always be at the mercy of a company to hire you, which is a really nice feeling. And I'm also the co-artistic director of the TikTok 10 Festival, something I helped create with a couple friends. And we actually just filmed our first digital format of the festival this May 2021. So it was a lot of fun work, and it's really great to be able to share the stage with other artists and get to show the talent in this province. I got into shadow puppetry a few years back. I took this really wonderful 3-day workshop that was presented by Tamara Anro, and it was a really fun day or 3 days of exploration, getting to work with a new medium that I'd never played with before. And I really love the idea of storytelling in a universal language with no words. Like that's really exciting. Playing with imagery. I've always really enjoyed drawing and painting and whatever other creative format I could get my hands on. So shadow puppetry seemed like a very nice mix of doing it all, because you have to, I painted, I drew, I created the concept as well. So it's really fun. Hopefully I get to do more of it, but it was really the first time that I've done a full shadow puppet play as part of this, so it's exciting. The idea behind the piece is pretty, I guess, personal in a sense. I'm a very skilled overthinker, as I think are a lot of artists and people in general. So when you get like this idea stuck in your head, or something bad that someone said to you, or the negative feelings you've gotten, you just play it over and over and over again. And eventually you have to break out of that cycle. So how do you do that? It's kind of the concept behind the piece, like finally shutting the negative thoughts out. I think what inspires me the most is, or at least like as a starting point, would be moments of sadness or unfortunate things that happen in life, either in my own life or through friends, family. The universality of experiencing like grief or loss or sadness, and then taking that and making something beautiful out of it, I really appreciate. I also just really like colors, and I really like neon lights, and I like going to art museums and just immersing myself in that and being like, oh, this piece is super cool. This is giving me this story, and then like taking that story and exploring it, kind of playing off of that as well is really fun.
Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Sacha, toi. Ouais, c'est ce que j'ai dit. Sacha, toi. Ouais, riez, j'ai déjà entendu toutes les blagues. En tout cas, j'imagine que vous avez tous et toutes des cicatrices, n'est-ce pas? Moi, j'en ai quelques-unes. J'en ai une sur mon pied droit. Ben, je vais pas enlever mon soulier là, mais je l'ai eu quand j'avais 5 ans à cause du pitbull de mon ancien voisin. Puis celle sur mon coude, ici, date de quand je suis tombée de ma bicyclette quand j'étais encore jeune et sans coordination. Mais celle qui a l'histoire la plus intéressante, c'est celle-ci. Oh, non, excuse, je voulais pas... non, regardez, ici, tout le long de mon doigt, voilà ma cicatrice. Je l'ai eu il y a à peu près 1 an. Ouais, 1 an dans une semaine pour être exact. Puis c'est vraiment toute une histoire.
So the monologue that I performed is from a longer play called Une cicatrice comme souvenir. It was actually a really important moment in my career. I was very lucky to be a part of a playwriting competition, and throughout like a 1.5-year process, this like 2.5 long page story that I had written with a friend, like one of my best friends in high school as well. We kind of created this concept. I wrote most of it, and we submitted it to this playwriting contest, and it kept being selected for like the next part and a rewriting weekend. And I got to go to 2 rewriting sessions and work with professional playwrights and dramaturges, and get to build like this 6-page long monologue thing and create a character from scratch. And the play was then finally selected and performed and toured across the province. And seeing it for the first time on stage, I've never been more nervous in my life than I was like sitting in the audience waiting for this story to happen and see a character that I created come to life. And after seeing the show, I felt like I knew what I needed to do with my life. I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm gonna be in theater. Doesn't matter what I'll do, but that's the world that I need to work in. As a minority French speaker in a predominantly English province, I think it's so important to be able to work in my native tongue, and I'm very lucky, I guess, and fortunate enough to be able to do so. I think like I was introduced to the world of theater in French to start, so had that not been something that existed, I don't know if I'd be down the path that I am today. If I'm writing poetry, I tend to write more in French, and then if I'm creating stories or plays, I tend to go like dialogue, I'll be more in English. So it's very interesting playing with both. But yeah, being able to create and have fun and do things in French is super important. And I think that's why I also really appreciate being able to give French theater workshops in schools across the province, because especially in French immersion schools or in smaller centers, you might not necessarily get a chance to do theater to start with, and then like also getting to have fun and create in French. And it's really great to see students have a blast. I think the advice that I'd have for someone considering going into performance arts would be, do it. Yes, it's worth it. It's awesome. It won't always be easy, but if you're passionate and it's what you want to do, just surround yourself with art. Find people whose art you admire, go see shows, immerse yourself in the world of art, and not necessarily just like the performance arts that you enjoy, but try different things, because you'll never know what'll spark an idea or spark a new interest in you, and just, yeah, go for it.